Welcome everyone to another edition of the State of Mars podcast, sponsored as always by our good friends at D1 Media Pro. They're on a live stream in the state of New Jersey for high school sports. Welcome to episode 96. It was a great week for our Marauders as we had the basketball team winning 7 in a row, heading into a big week of county play. The track team got a couple relay teams to qualify for the Millrose Games, and they also won once again the Hudson County Championship in the relays. And the bowling and fencing teams continued to have great seasons as they both had undefeated weeks. So, welcome to a Victory Monday podcast. Find out how the rest of the program did. And also, later on in the episode, we're going to reveal who won this week's Marauder Player of the Week award and reveal 5 new candidates for next week's award. We can always be found on any of your listening devices on Apple, on Spotify, on Anchor, Google Podcasts, you name it, we're there. So, be sure to search State of the Marauders or follow us on our social media profile at SOT Marauders to see all of our exclusive Marauder content. As always, I'm your host from the class of 2010, Renato Rodriguez. And without further ado, let's talk about the news of the week. So again, make sure you download the State of the Marauders app. You get your all exclusive access to the State of the Marauders, not only on the podcast side, but everything in Marauderland, including your live stream links, Play of the Week voting, schedules, live tweets, highlights, our YouTube channel, State of the Marauders Network, SOTM Network for short, and anything about your St. Peter's Prep Marauder. So again, make sure you download the app today. As I mentioned, we also have a YouTube channel. Make sure you like and subscribe at SOTM Network to get this podcast in video form. You get to see my shiny face on the screen. You get to see the highlights from the games and much more, including some live streams as well. So make sure you like and subscribe us on YouTube today. Of course, we're always going to be on Game Changer for your basketball updates and baseball updates once the spring rolls around. But for the basketball season, we didn't had a Game Changer live stream because D1 Media Pro could not make it to the Dickinson match. So I had a student do the camera for me, and we had a little live stream action as well. So make sure you follow us on Game Changer during the basketball season for all of your updates. We want to wish congratulations to alumni from the class of 2015, Minka Fitzpatrick, who got the AP First Team All Pro for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And you're going to see why he was so good all year. I mean, he had 6 interceptions, including that one of Joe Burrow to start off the year. I mean, Minka Fitzpatrick was just flying over the field. He was doing that in his St. Peter's prep days as well. You see right here, bam, yeah. See, he Minka Fitzpatrick, he knew that he was going to be a legendary figure back in the day, going to Alabama, and then now as a member of the Pittsburgh Steelers. And he was all over the place this year. He had a total of 96 total tackles, 11 pass deflections, and again, a leading stat 6 interceptions on the year. Minka Fitzpatrick, especially in this Bengals game, he was all over the place, including the game-winning special teams block coming up right here. Look at this block coming up the middle. There's Minka bang rejection. And again, congratulations to Minka on that because he was a heck of a player in the same year's prep days, and now he gets his second or third all pro award, first team. So I would say he's got traded from the Dolphins. He's done a pretty remarkable job. He might go in the Hall of Fame one day. So again, congratulations to Minka Fitzpatrick. In other news in Marauder Land, we want to give a little bit of a congratulations to a colleague of mine, someone who was an emphasis for making this State of the Marauders podcast happen, and that is in the class of 2009, Nyshear Oliver. Okay, Nyshear Oliver. Let's take a look at what he posted the other day on his social media. Dear Bulldog Nation, you're thinking, who's Bulldog? Who's Bulldog Nation? I want to thank St. Peter's Prep for giving me the opportunity to give back to my alma mater, to my players, my fellow coaches and colleagues these last 3 years. Should have been 4 years, but the last 3 years have been incredible being back. I am forever grateful for the prep community. With that being said, the time has come for me to blaze my own path and get back to the city that birthed and raised me. Yes, Nas Oliver Costa is from the city of Newark, just like yours truly is from the city of Newark as well. With prayer and support from my family, I have decided to become the next head coach at Malcolm X Shabazz High School in Newark. So, congratulations to the St. Peter's Prep man, Nyshear Oliver. And I mean, Naz Oliver was so impactful in the St. Peter's Prep community, not only as my colleague in the Browning Center, but the director of NCAA compliance, as I mentioned, defensive backs coach. And he created, you know, a culture within St. Peter's Prep that allowed our student athletes to flourish in all assets, right? He knew everyone from the football team, basketball team, and not only is he going to be missed, but he's going to leave such a legacy behind, this St. Peter's Prep program. And Shabazz is getting a heck of a person to be the head coach, and I wish Naz Oliver the best for everything down the line. He's done a lot for me in terms of making this podcast the way it is today. I always ask him for advice, ask him for his opinions on stuff. And I know he'll still be listening to the State of the Marauders, just to get a glimpse of what's going on at Prep. But again, I want to congratulate my dear friend Naz Oliver, and good luck to everything down the line in your career. So let's now talk about what happened in the program itself. We're going to talk about the hockey team, as they got not only a win, ladies and gentlemen, their second one of the year, but they also got another shutout. Mikey Lemanowitz, an 18th save performance, 6-0 against St. Rose at Barnabas Health Hockey House. And the Marauders, which is dominant from the get-go, 4 goals in the first period. Tyler Kahn started off by assists by Philip Heides and Justin Gianni. Timmy Appolisian on the power play, assisted by Joker. Ryan Byington finally gets on the score sheet on the power play on Michael Marinowitz to break it out. His first assist of the year as well. Henry Walker got an assist, the lacrosse goalie, playing defense to VJ Vinton in the 4-goal first period. And then in the third period, Enzo Campano got on the stat sheet, assist by Andres Hernandez, VJ Vinton. And then Justin Gianni ended up with the 6th goal, with Philip Heides getting his second assist of the game and Brandon Laraga getting an assist as well. A total of 12 guys got on the stat sheet for the Marauders. The Michael Lemanowitz, again, Marauder Player of the Week Canada this week, got another shutout. So, again, Marauders, they're looking about. Got 2 wins. Now, they're going to have a big test coming up against top 10 ranked opponents, Seton Hall Prep, Barnabas, Thursday afternoon, 3:30 start. No school that day, so students, if you're listening, head your way to the Barnabas. It's going to be a big rivalry game. Marauders going to need all the support they get. And then Friday, they're going to take on Hun Academy as well. In basketball, they continue to be red hot. They have won 7 in a row, ladies and gentlemen, including a 61-21 effort down the street from Prep, Dickinson High School. And in this game, it was the Richie Rose and Jackson Tyndall show. Jackson Tyndall 13 points. Richie Rose 10 points. Matt Kinsler 7 points, 8 rebounds. Again, a lot of depth scoring. The Marauder bench played a lot in this game due to the early lead the Marauders had. Ben Guy 9 points. Nico Pena 5 points. Payne Miller 5 points as well. Clear-cut victory for the Marauders in this one. And then taking on a Rumson Fairhaven team. Coming in this matchup, they were 8-2. Marauders were 8-2. But Rumson was not ranked particularly good in the short conference. But again, Rumson, when they had Ben Roy and company, they were a very, very difficult team to beat. But let's see how your Marauders did, as Ben Novoselic and myself had the call of this exciting matchup on a Saturday afternoon at the barn. So, fellas, let's take it away, shall we?
Kinsler working, gets it, doesn't go. Tyndall on the rebound for the easy layup, but what a physical effort there by Matt Kinsler. It's a very quick game to start. Kinsler for 3, it's good! Matt Kinsler from beyond the arc. David Carr gets an entrance. Good defense there by the Marauders, really trapping them. And it's a 5-second violation. Great defense there by the Marauders. Pena for 3. It's good! Nico Pena! Now, that was a great out-of-bounds play by Richie Rosa. Kinsler. Driving. Tyndall. Oh! First quarter. 0 points. Pena for 3. And that's good. Baseline jumper. Runs an air ball from the Bulldogs. Good steal by Guy. Out to Rosa. To Pena, layup by Rosa, fakes, pulls up on the elbow, and that's a bucket. Tyndall, what a steal! Tyndall in alone, dunks it home! Jackson Tyndall with a massive dunk. This defense is probably the best they've played all season. What do you think?
I agree, and this Marauders has been suffocating all game long.
Pena for 3, it's good, Nico Pena! From downtown, Guy to Miller. Miller pulls up. Easy bucket. Kinsler, the glass man.
The glass man off the glass.
Theo Carlston, Robert Lake, and Brian Carroll. Singson with the layup against Montclair Immaculate. Singson for 3. Buries it. C-team come up to Hudson County to play St. Peter's. And speaking of random matchups while we're at it, Bryce Anderson with a bucket there.
I don't know what kind of shot that was, but it goes in. It doesn't matter.
And it's going to be a 6-game winning streak here as the clock winds down. And that is game 52-20 is the final.
And I mean, the Marauders' suffocating defense against Rumson. One of the top 3-point shooting teams in the land. They always score 20 points, ladies and gentlemen. 20 points. 52-20 your final. And again, I know Ben mentioned this is officially a 7-game win streak for this Marauder team. They started off, ladies and gentlemen, 2-2. Right? They had a tough matchup against Don Bosco, who's arguably, my opinion, the top 3 team in state, maybe even 2-1 the way they play. With Dylan Hart, public 8 for this Marauder team. But to allow in the last 3 out of 4 games, okay, 19 points, 21 points, and 20 points. I mean, it was a great defense by head coach Alex Milburn and company. And they have something coming up, you know. Hudson County matchup against North Bergen at the barn Tuesday night, 7:30. Then the showcase of showcases, last year's Hudson County final rematch and non-public 8 quarterfinal rematch down at Hudson Catholic Prep and the Hawks. That's a battle Thursday. And then Saturday, another battle, another sleepy battle. Because you wouldn't think this team is really good, but this team is 11-0 and the number 17 ranked in the state in Trenton Central. So the Marauders have their hands full these next couple of games, and then after that they got number 5, St. Thomas Aquinas. So you want to talk about great matchups? You got some great action for this basketball team these next couple of weeks. And it's a great opportunity because playoffs are just around the corner, ladies and gentlemen. So it's a great test for your basketball Marauders. So for the wrestling team, they had a tough loss at home against number 3 St. Joe's Regional. They did solidly at the Escape the Rock tournament. We'll talk about all those results there. But let's first talk about what happened at the meet against St. Joe's at home. And that was a great battle. Early on, Frank DeBella 150 got the pin against Angelo Polici, but then Joey Ruiz got the pin at 157. You think, oh, okay, it's gonna be nice. The Delegata brothers, Ryan Burton, forced the action with 14 consecutive points, a pin, a technical fall, and a decision in that process to cut it to a 26 deficit for the Marauders. Anthony Harris won by decision, and that was a great back and forth battle between him and Aiden Chalette. But then Jimmy Mullen, the number 1 wrestler in the country at 285, he was just toying with Conor Reynolds, pin at 1 seconds. That's how dominant Jimmy Mullen was. And the battle that I thought that the Marauders needed to win was at 106 with Sal Bormetti and Jonathan McGinty. I know McGinty's good, and both wrestlers were really, really battling out. It went all the way to the ultimate tiebreaker. And it was even like no one escaped or anything. It was just McGinty had the down position. And that's why he won, apparently. I don't know. I'm not sure. Those 3 points were really, really big for St. Joe's because at 113, Jake Tallarico would win by decision only getting 3 points, 7-2. Anthony Bormetti win by decisions, but would lose by decision. Points there. But the Marauders would win 4 matches in a row, 5 out of the last 6. Giovanni Sheena would win by decision 10-4. Caden Riccardi, major decision 12-1. Donovan Chase's decision 5-2. And Jonathan Fuller won by forfeit, which means the Marauders will only lose by 4 points, 32-28. But the Marauders had that 106 matchup in particular, but if any of those other matchups could have gotten some pins, some major decisions, they could have won the Marauders' way. But I think these two teams are going to see each other again in states, not public A again. The North Jersey action is where it's at. So it's going to be interesting to see how the Marauders will draw in the non-public A bracket. But in the Escape the Rock Invitational for your St. Marauders, we're going to start off, right? This is from Flow Wrestling's website, so the order may not be exactly the way it was held, but I'm going to go exactly the way they have it on the sheet in front of me. And just so that the people who are not actually watching the video want to look with me these results, we're going to do that as well right now. So let's take a look, shall we? So at 114, by pinfall at 234, we have Jake Tallarico beating Quinn Carr of Owen J. Roberts. At 1.1, Sheena would win by pinfall at 106 to Andre Hill at Paulsboro. Sal Bormetti were absolutely beast against Mason Sanson with the pinfall at 216. Max Netherland, again, another pinfall at 172 against Eric Carr of Northampton. The Chavis would win at 133 as a 10th seed. It would pinfall at 2 minutes. So I believe that's a consolation of A round. I believe that's where that is. Gino Shishina would beat Santino Denise of Hanover Park 7-2. Jonathan Fuller would go down to Asher Cunningham State College 7-0. Then Harris would beat Bechtold at 189, 3-0 by decision. Jake Tallarico would win major decision 9-1 against Kevin Bagnell of Conwell Egan. Jonathan Chavis would also win against Dominic Moyer 4-2 at 133. And the epic matchup between Luke Sirianni and Salvador Borrometti, Luke Sirianni beat Sal 6-2 in the consolation semis. Donovan Chavis would beat Matt Hart of the Western Reserve Academy to head to the consolation final. And Luke Poor would beat Caden Riccardi by pinfall at 421. At the 7th place for Anthony Harris at 189, he forfeited, so Caleb Marziano won. Gino Shishina would win 2-0 by pinfall. Well, maybe it must have been a fourth because it's the decision. I'm not sure what that is, but all I know is Gino Shishina did win that matchup at 121. Jake Tallarico would lose to Roman Lower of Jesuit High School in Tampa. In the controversial semifinals for the Marauders, Caden Riccardi would fall 2-1. And the literal reason why Matthew Lopes of Blair County got the point was he was able to escape Caden Riccardi's maneuver, but, and I'm going to be but on this one, he was on the outside of the mat. It looked like from the vantage point of the camera. And even the guy who was doing the commentary there live also thought it was out of bounds. But we can't control what the referees see. Referees saw that Matthew Welp was able to escape, so he would win by ultimate one. And then Tyler the Cracker of Blair Academy would defeat Sal Barmetti 5-2 in the semifinals. Gino Shishina in the consolation of 4 would lose by decision 3-0. Donovan Chavis would win by decision 7-2 over Chase Van Hoven of Brook Point. And Vincent Payano did not the matchup against the Marauders, defeated Jake Tallarico by decision of 4-3. Again, that was another great battle too between St. Joe, St. Peter. Had a chance to try to get the tie, but great job by both guys in that matchup as well. In the consolation of 8, number 1, Maxwell Worry won by major decision against Connor Reynolds at 285. Max Netherland would win by pinfall over Thomas Clary of St. Vianney in 42 seconds. Jonathan Fuller won decision 1-0 at 145. Angelo Polici would again lose to Matteo Scambellone of St. Joe's Regional. And again, those two face off in the matchup last week as well. So again, it's pretty interesting to see some of these matchups happening again a couple of days later. It's pretty interesting to see that. And then Gino Shishina would win by major decision 13-2 over Pat Wollenshire of Counter Rock South. Okay, in the round of 16, Anthony Harris would win by major decision 8-0. Sal Bormetti would win by decision 4-2. Gino Shishina would lose 5-4. Caden Riccardi would win by major decision 14-3. And Donovan Chavis would win by decision 1-0. And then in the 5th place contests, we have Caden Riccardi getting 5th place over Nathan Taylor by decision of 2-1, and Sal Bormetti would lose 2-0 to Max Tansini of Perkament Valley. Jonathan Fuller would win in his consolation of 16, number 2 matchup against Michael Kraft. Angelo Polici would beat Richie Del Fulvio. Gino Shishina would win against Nate of Kingway. Anthony Verdi would beat AJ Hewitt. And Connor Reynolds would beat Cade Moreland by pinfall. In the quarterfinal, I got a lot of matchups, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of matchups to get to. In the quarterfinals, At 114, Jake Tallarico would lose by pinfall 2-0. Sal Bormetti win by decision 4-0. Anthony Harris at 189 wins 5-1. Donovan Chambers would lose 6-2. And Ken Riccardi would win 5-0. In Constellation 16, number 1, Angelo Pellicci won by pinfall at 142. Anthony Verdi wins by pinfall 248. And Dominic Latini would win by pinfall at 117. And in the third place matchup, sudden victory, Donovan Chavis would beat Billy their Cracker of Blair Camet's great victory there. The highest place finisher, DJ Chavis at 133 there for the Marauders. Jake Tallarico would end up in 8th place at 114. Sal Bormetti at 6th place at 107. Gino Shishina, 121, 7th place. Kane Riccardi, 5th place at 127. Anthony Harris, 8th place at 189. So, again, congratulations to all your Marauders. Congratulations. Great job at the Escape the Rock tournament. They're going to be back in action at the barn, downtown Jersey City, against number 11 St. Joseph Metuchen on Thursday. And then they get another duel me at the Pine Barrens on Saturday. So swimming, again, continues the dominance in Hudson County as they beat Union City 112-58 in an epic matchup against the Soaring Eagles, who were 6-1 going. Sorry, they were 7-0 going into this contest. In the 200 medley relay, we had the team of Michael Florentino, Isaac Rivers, the race at a time of 1:45:40. And the 200 freestyle, we have a 1-2 finish of Thomas Gong at 1:52:45, and Fabio Yepes getting second. In the 200 individual medley, you had Luke Kelly getting second place, Joaquin Delaron getting third place, and Daniel Matoses getting fourth place. In the 50 freestyle, you have Michael Florentino getting first place, Connor Rogers getting third place, and Oliver Jacobetz getting fifth place. In the 100 butterfly, you had a 1-2 finish between Evan Briggs at 56.91 and Isaac Withers at 57.10. In the 100 freestyle, you have Chase Thomas getting first place at a time of 53.81 and Alp Ayala getting third place while Andrew Kelly got fourth. And the 500 freestyle, you had Michael Florentino winning the race at a time of 5:21.74, Adam El Shanari getting third place, and Nick Valenti getting sixth. The 200 freestyle relay, you had the team of Fabio Yepes, Sebastian Artiega, Alpayada, and Luke Kelly winning the race at a time of 1:40:42, with a team of Jackson Acosta, Radley Strug, Connor Rogers, and Andrew Kelly getting third place. In the 100 backstroke, Evan Briggs would win it at a time of 59.07, Simon Cheng getting third, and Daniel Montosis getting fifth. In the 100 breaststroke, the 1-2 finish for your Marauders as Isaac Withers would win it at 106.07, and Chase Thomas right behind him in second place. And it was another 1-2 finish to end the meet at the 400 freestyle relay. Luke Kelly, Nick Valenti, Jonah Briggs, Isaac Withers would win it at a time of 3:38.13. And Fabio Yepes, Alpayeta, Evan Murcarth, and Evan Briggs would end up in second place as well. We're still ready on the application results. We'll tell them to you here on the podcast. But they're going to take on the Meet of Champions this week as they're going to face up today at the Caucus Rec Center. So if you're in the area, support your Marauders. And then they're going to PCTI on Thursday. For the track team, they won the Hudson County Relays once again. And how good do they do on the Hudson County Relays? Well, in the 4x55 meter shuttle hurdle, the team of Eddie DeBell, Corey Greenfield, Anson Hart, Chad Trammell, and Noah Willingham won the race at a time of 32.18. In the distance medley race, they also would win it at a time of 11:07:30 with a team of Taran Moran, Jason Peterson, Danny Kramer, Alex Schimmel, Tommy O'Brien, Theodore McCarthy, Xavier Mack, and Richard Harrington. And the freshman, this is my race, another first place finisher on Marauders, Angel Acevedo, Eli Farmer, Aiden Dunn, Cheyenne Hurley, Liam Teleska, Chad Stone, Bryce Mays, and Kabir Farnham would win the race at 12:25:34. In the 4x200 meter relay race, the team of Chad Trammell, Jam Shank, Isaiah Polanco, Andres Perez, Del Ramsey Middleton, and Kenya Massey again would win the race at 1:34:10. In the 4x200 freshman medal relay race, the team of Nico Ludzi-Lickens, Matthew Petco, Christian Cruz, Hunter Watson, Chad Stone, and Angel Acevedo would win it at a time of 1:39:43. In the 4x200 junior varsity relay race, the team of Xavier Mack, Kenyon Massey, Makai Ramsey Ranson, Champ Long, Kyron Grayson would win it at 1:41:35. And the B team got, yes, the B team got third place as well, with the team of Anton Hart, Niall O'Neill, and Daniel Brown coming in third. In the 4x800 medley relay race, we have Theodore McCarthy, Taran Moran, Jason Peterson, Colin Rutledge, Aiden Prucha, Tommy O'Brien, Ivan Rocks, Richard Harrington, winning that race at a time of 8:40:37. The freshman relay race, including Eli Farmer, Aiden Dunn, Kabir Farnham, William Teleska would win it at 9:54:35. The team of junior varsity also would win, with the team of Aiden Prucher, Ivan Rocks, Richard Herrick, and Luke Trevor at 9:14:12. And also their B team was right behind them, with Lucas Hernandez, Alex Giattino, Peter Franco, Daniel Nemeth, and Dante Lamea right by them in second place as well. In the 600 sprint medley relay race, the team of Jason Peterson, Isaiah Polanco, Andres Perez, Danny Kramer, Taran Moran, Chad Trammell, Count Rutledge, and Jam Shank will end up in second place in that race. In the 1600 sprint medley relay, the team of Neko Ludzi-Liggins, Christian Cruz, Cheyenne Hurley, Matt Petco, Hunter Watson, and Eli Farmer would win the race at 4:18:32. A lot of races for this Marauder team. In the 4x400 freshman race, Hunter Watson, Aiden Dunn, Chad Stone, Matthew Petco, Christian Cruz the winner at a time of 3:52:26. And in the high jump, was that Zion Fowler, wide receiver athlete, winning at a flat 6 feet. So great job by Zion to win there. And at shot put, Mason Simmons, Brandon Montemayor to end up in third and fourth, respectively. Freshman, you had Chad Stone and Noah Terry coming up at 7 and 9, respectively. So, in the varsity rankings, the Marauders would win by 14 points over Schneider. So, again, congratulations for being Hudson County Relay Champions once again. In the Millrose Marauders, a couple. We had a couple events for our Marauders in this event. And think about the short games brings out, not the short games, the Millrose games bring out a lot of stiff competition for our Marauders. I mean, you're talking about teams from New Jersey, New York. 4x200 meter relay team would win at a time of 39 in the 4 by 200-meter relay team. So that match right there will allow them to go to nationals, and the 4x400 relay team also would go to nationals as well with a time of 3:27:45. So congratulations to the 4x400 and the 4x200 teams at the Millrose Games. Now, last but not least, the boys competed in the non-public A relay championships in the sprint medley race. They ended up in third place, and the 4x400 meter race they ended up in second. In the high jump, you had Chad Trammell ending up in the tie for sixth. James Shank and ninth. You also have at the shot put Brandon Montemayor and up in fourth place. Mason in third place. In the in the 4,000 distance medley relay, the Warriors end up in second place in that event. They'd win the 4x55 shuttle hurdle relays. They would end up in third place in the 4x200 meter relays, and third place in the 4x800 meter relays as well. So again, all in all, great job right there. They're doing a great job year in and year out. And next up for them, well, at least for the freshmen and sophomores, they're going to compete in the NJCT Fall Sophomore Championships on Sunday. So let's now talk about how fencing did, as they had an undefeated week, and they're now 5-3 on the year, 3 victories as they defeated Oratory 19-8. And in that matchup, you had Elijah Jones getting 2 victories at Sabre, Brendan Rodley, Eli Watson, and Eli Anderson with 2 victories each at Foil, and Niall Zaki with 2 victories at Epi to lead the Marauders in that one against Oratory. Then they would go home to the barn to take on Columbia, and 18 victory. They top fly with 3 wins at Sabre. Brendan Raleigh with 3 wins at Foil. Eli Anderson also with 3 wins at Foil. And Luis Correa with 2 wins at Epi to lead the way. And at CBA, Marauders would win at 18-9 as well. Luca Mendoza, Antoine Hurtado Barzak, and Max Horwang each had 2 wins against the Colts. Brendan Riley, dominant performance by Brendan Riley this week. Eli Anderson with 2 wins as well, and Justin Scherer with 2 wins at Epi. So the Marauders are now 5-3 of the year. They're gonna take on West Excess at the barn today. So again, Martin Luther King's it's gonna be a 4:30 start. So no school. Come out, support your fencing Marauders. They're doing a good job. And then they're going to go to McNair. Again, it's always a great competition. Them and McNair, Hudson County every year. So 2 tough matchups for our Marauders coming up in fencing, but we'll see how they do this week. Last but not least in the program, I'm going to talk about the bowling team. 2 huge county wins as they beat Bayonne 4-3 and Schneider 5-2 in the matchup against Bayonne. Ryan Ken would score 494, Gian Cases a 579, Andrew Diaz a 505, Rocco Barone 462, and Luca Barone at 598. Close matchup there, as Bayonne had 1 more pen than the Marauders, but the Marauders would win the overall contest. So that could be a Hudson County final preview. And not only that, but they beat Schneider 5-2 with Andrew Diaz bowling at 635. Tremendous. Jan Cases 513. Gavin Rutledge 448. Luca Barone 470. And Xavier Muniz 455. So they only have 1 match on the docket this week. That's going to be next up against Lincoln. So before we announce who's this week's Marauder Player of the Week award, let's listen to a message from Student Club President Ben Novasteyork of the class of 2024, as he has a message to Team Prep student body. So Ben, let's take it away.
Hey everyone, this is Junior Ben Novosilk, the president of the State of the Marauder Sports Reporters Club. If you're a student at St. Peter's Prep and you want to get involved with sports media or broadcasting, come to one of our club meetings. Dates and times of the meetings will be published on the daily announcements, but if you want more information, you can just email me at novosilk24@students.spprep.org. We look forward to seeing you guys.
Thank you to Ben for that announcement. Again, next A-Day will be on Friday, because we had midterm, so it'll be on Friday. So if you're a student interested, make sure you come out to the Browning Center right after homeroom on Friday. So, the Marauder Player of the Week award, we had 5 nominees from this week's, or should I say last week's award. And as a reminder, the 5 nominees are Peyton Miller from basketball, Mikey Lamanowitz from ice hockey, Thomas Gong from swimming, Eli Anderson from fencing, and Max Netherland from wrestling. So, let's get a drum roll, please. And the winner, with only 41% of the votes, it's a very close vote, 2,000 votes. Thank you all for voting again. But the winner, from the ice hockey team, Mikey Lemanowitz. Back-to-back shutouts, and now Marauder Player of the Week award. Life's looking good for Mikey right now, so congratulations to Mikey for getting the Marauder Player of the Week award. And we got 5 new nominees to talk about for next week, including from the bowling team, Gian Cases. From the ice hockey team, Justin Gianni. From the swim team, Chase Thomas. From the fencing team, Brendan Watley. And from the wrestling team, Joey Reese. So, make sure you vote for who you think should be this week's Marauder Player of the Week award recipient on the Apple course. And voting will end this Saturday at 11:59 p.m. So make sure you vote for who you think should be this week's Marauder Player of the Week award. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for another edition of State of the Marauders podcast. Continue to spread the word by sharing your social media profile at SOT Marauders to everyone you know, and continue to check them out for all of the latest updates. We're going to be back next week to recap, hopefully, another victorious week in Marauder Land. And as always, let's go prep.